Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans all around the world, from the sunny Caribbean, you are watching What You Need.
Elie Seckbach said something that is so true. He said that a lot of people do not recognize some of the former world champions and their accomplishments in boxing. He would be doing an interview with a former world champion, and very few people would recognize that world champion. So on that note, this series is really to highlight some of these former world champions that the world may have forgotten. Now I draw your attention back in 1997 to the featherweight division. In that division are some very notable names that anyone who is in boxing will know, like Naseem Hamed, Kevin Kelly, Juan Manuel Marquez. These are well-known names. But you may not remember the names of some of these other fighters. A Puerto Rican fighter who is of the three Puerto Rican Wilfredos least known, Wilfredo Vasquez. Everyone knows Wilfredo Benitez, they know Wilfredo Gomez, but fewer people know Wilfredo Vasquez, three-time world champion in three different divisions. And then even less people remember Luisito Espinoza, ranked number 2 featherweight in the world between 1995 and 1997, and still not really well known. A 2-division world champion. So we'll shine some light on these two fighters, Luisito Espinoza and Wilfredo Vasquez. A Filipino fighter, Luisito Espinoza began his career back in the 1980s. He had his first title shot in 1989 against Gaoker Galaxy for the WBA World Bantamweight title. He was able to knock out Galaxy in the first round. He would go on to face and defend his title successfully 2 more times before facing Israel Contreras. Contreras also got the scalp of Wilfredo Vasquez before facing Luisito Espinoza. Espinoza would then move up in weight to featherweight. He would face fighters such as Alejandro Gonzalez and get knocked out in the second round. But even so, with that setback, he would move up the ranks and finally face the world champion in 1995, Manuel Medina, and beat him by unanimous decision to get the WBC World Featherweight title. He would rematch Alejandro Gonzalez, and this time he would knock out Gonzalez in the 4th round. He would also face future world champion Cesar Soto, and he would defeat him, and also face former world champion Kennedy McKinney, and also defeat him, knocking him out in the 2nd round. He would rematch Cesar Soto, ending his reign, being beaten by unanimous decision. He would have 9 successful defenses before losing his title. 2 other notable names he would go on to face are Orgi Sanchez and Zahir Rahim, both knocking him out within 10 rounds. The next world champion, 3-time 3-divisional world champion, is Wilfredo Vasquez. He also began his career in the 1980s. He lost to Miguel Lora in his first attempt at the World Bantamweight title. He would go on to face Chan Young Park in 1987 and defeat him, knocking him out in the 10th round of a 15-rounder. Though he was not successful in his defense of the title, losing to Gaoker Galaxy, the guy who Luisito Espinoza beat, he moved up 1 division to face Raul Perez in 1992 and win the WBA World Super Bantamweight title. He would have successful defenses against former world champion Thierry Jacob, Luis Mendoza, Orlando Canizales, and then move up in weight to the World Featherweight division after losing to Antonio Cermeño in 1995. He would quickly get in contention for the world title, facing Elroy Rojas, who he was able to knock out in the 11th round of the WBA World Featherweight title fight. He would defend his title successfully 4 times before losing to Naseem Hamed in 1998. He would later go on to face Juan Lascanzo, who would knock him out in the 9th round. a very successful career, Wilfredo Vasquez should be remembered, along with Luisito Espinoza. You guys have a great one.